There's black men out here getting it, and they don't want to run into women that's masculine, that's always talking about how they don't need them.
Okay, I feel like I want to have a conversation with everybody right here, but ladies, I'm gonna start with y'all. I think that we need to like understand and recognize how some of y'all standards are like a direct reflection of like y'all's like trauma and like the walls that y'all have up to people. And like, and I'm not saying I'm not saying that y'all are alone in that, because men do it too. We don't like to be vulnerable. We don't like to show our emotions. We like to be emotionless because of the things that happen to us, and we put walls up. I'm not trying to say that it's just y'all that does it. What I'm saying is that from a perspective of a guy, you guys base your standards, basically what I'm trying to say, off of your like previous experiences with people. And I think that's kind of flawed, because you can't, not everybody is different. Like there's no just two people that are exactly the same. Everybody is different in some way, personality wise, what they like, what they don't like, how they act in certain situations. And I just think as a community, bro, we let a lot of our decisions be based on trauma. Like as men, we always like to say women make decisions based on emotion, but I feel like we all equally make decisions based on trauma, and we live our life through a certain type of trauma, if that makes sense. Like me personally, I thought that when I was younger, I thought, because I had abandonment issues and stuff, I thought that opening my heart to everybody and being nice to everybody and trusting everybody was the way to go. And I lived my life through that. And if somebody challenged that, I called them aggressive, or I tried to make them feel like they were just the ones being aggressive. When in reality, I'm just not standing up for myself. I'm just not putting a foot down. I'm not respecting my boundaries because I was taught a certain thing or a certain thing happened to me. So I get it. Like even with the guys, like to a certain degree, I feel like the whole body count thing is kind of weird, because I think that comes from trauma too. I think that comes from past experience and stuff, like being insecure about your girl's past or whatever. I tell my girl, I'm never gonna judge you about your past as long as you honest with me about it. But like to say you want somebody with a 0 or 1 body count, but to be fully sexually experienced and pleasure you and know exactly what they doing, that's not realistic. Just like on the side of women, I want to have a man that can take care of my every whim and every need, but I also don't need him at all because I got it all myself. That's also oxymoronic, and it doesn't make any sense. And I also personally think that that's why a lot of women are in their masculine, because that masculinity comes from like years and years of having to do for themselves and kind of raise themselves, and kind of just, again, a trauma response, if that makes sense. Just like men are emotionless and don't like to be vulnerable because of the trauma of us being vulnerable as kids. So I think on both sides, I think everybody will be straight if we just, one, actually like start healing from the things that we are dealing with and have dealt with, because that's kind of what's throwing us off in our community. If you know what I'm saying, that's just my opinion. I feel like as black people, it's way easier to just brush it off and act hard and say, "Oh, I don't get sad, I don't cry, I feel like we've made that into tokens of being cool to wear on our sleeve for each other, when in reality, all of us are going through something. When in reality, everybody is having bad experiences. Yes, we have good experiences, but everybody has bad experiences here and there. So it's like, for all of us to be collectively just fake in each other's face, acting like we're all okay, bro, we're not okay. As people, we are not okay. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We're not. A lot of us are traumatized real bad. A lot of us are ending up in jail, locked up, dead, because of like just stuff we get into because we don't want to actually heal, because of drugs we're doing, because we don't want to face what it is that we got going on. Yeah, and I'm not saying it's everybody. I'm not saying that everybody's doing it. I'm saying it's a problem. And I'm saying that us fixing this problem, or at least moving in the right direction to fix a problem as big as this, is very detrimental to our growth in our society as black people.